I was born Ko Galspruit, Gamaraba, like it's a village just next to Ramashashane, on the 23rd of December 1986. And then I went to Solomon Maraba Primary School, lower primary school that is, from grade 1 to grade 4, and then I went to John Rimba Higher Primary School from grade 5 to grade 7. Then I went to Mahoka High School, Koboine, and then I matriculated there in 2004. And then I went and I got my degree just close by, the University of Limpopo, in 2008. It's very weird how me and sport actually meet, because it really was never even a dream, not even a thought. Growing up, even when I studied media studies, I've always wanted to be either a journalist or a speech therapist. So when I eventually went for my first choice, I was going to be like hard news, more like hard news, and then I was taken a bit by radio after that, and I actually wanted to be more of a Betha Charuma. She was working for Metro FM at the time, when I remember doing mid-morning. She was like amazing. I loved her office music relay and all of that. Then accidentally, I don't know if we can call it an accident or fate, when I was invited to Cape Town FM just after completing my degree to come and audition. I went to actually audition for a mid-morning show there. But I should have taken it from the line of questioning from the interviews, but I just did not pick it up, because the panel did ask me a lot more about sports, how much I could speak sport, but it was very basic, but not even too basic for a sports reporter, so to say. So by default, when they hired me, they said, girl, you're not going to be the Azania here, you're not going to be Betha Charuma here, we want you to do sport. So that's how it started. Literally, I just had to figure it out, literally on the job. And then it started on, I think I was reading on weekends, and then eventually moved to the afternoon drive, where I was anchoring and also writing as well. So it's I love that it happened accidentally, but I love that it's become, I don't think I know anything more than I know sport right now. Me and a group of friends, we organized a farewell dinner, which was initially meant to be, a celebratory dinner for 3 girls, Banyana, that were going to the World Cup from Limpopo. That's Nokomatlou, Lebo, Ramalepe, Le Ruda Mlaudzi. That thing for me wasn't just a putting together of a party, because especially considering everything it took to actually organize it. But it was the combination of everything. When it was done and I could see the girls and talk to them and the joy in their heart and their spirits, because they had achieved like an enormous thing, That really was one of my proudest moments, because it's something that you don't even get anything from. It was more rewarding for me as a person, more than it was for me as a journalist, But then also, one of the proudest moments that I have covered was when I remember a couple of years ago, Caster Semenya came home, to talk about her foundation that's about sanitary pads, and she came with the people that are helping her as well, her partners in that project. That thing for me was very touching, because not just the fact that when you are in Caster Semenya's presence and you feel her aura and her confidence, and her passion as well, but her passion for her people, that was one of the most, incredible moments. And seeing her, how she is with her people, with those girls in the schools that we visited when we were covering the story, because it's one of those things that I know there are many drives, that are about, let's collect sanitary pads. There still needs to be done more. Like, when someone goes back and they tell the story of how they grew up and they can relate with the people as well. It definitely depends on the kind of day I'm having or the kind of morning I had. I don't specifically say or I'm a hip hop person or I'm a gospel person. I listen from Sifiso Ncwane to Questa to Sam Smith to Mafiki Zolo to Squatter Kempe. Listen, Thandiswa Mazwai, I love her. She's for when I'm getting in my zone of don't F with me. Thandiswa Mazwai, the first song I go to, Nizalwa Ngobani, is right up there, and I listen to a variety of music. But the biggest thing is that I'm a big sing-alonger. I can't sing very much, but I like to sing along a lot. So any song that's got like a sing-along rhythm, vibey, listen, Monada, Waidibala, I'm there. Like, the exclusion is still very big, like, especially in my field. Like, you sense that, and then also there is a lot of intimidation. There is a lot of there's a lot of things, injustice basically. Yes, there's a lot of injustice. I mean, like, if your skirt is not too short, it's too long. If your voice is not too loud, it's too soft to make a point. I can't right now even give you names of when I'm saying that your voice is either too loud or too voice to make a point, because one, you're thinking about the consequences of you just being honest about the industry and what it does to women, how it affects them as well, and how it always somehow tries to keep rejecting us, from the system, that every time, every single thing has got to be a fight to some point. It's basically because we cannot afford freedom of speech. We can't. It's too expensive. You think about it, if I speak. There's still other things that I would like to do, but I still want to stay in the game for as long as I can, because not just for the mere fact that there aren't as many women in this field, regardless of whether it's journalists, it's athletes, it's administrators, it's not enough looking at the demographics in this country. But I want to stay in sport because I have come to love it so much that I still want to go and cover a World Cup. I covered some of the games that played here during the 2010 FIFA World Cup, that some of them that came here to Polokwane, but I did not have so much of an understanding, and maybe to a certain degree I also did not even understand that kind of a platform of what was I doing, because it was still very early on in my career in 2010, you know what I mean. But I still want to go cover the Olympics. I wanna write books. I wanna write biographies, because also I feel like not a lot of South African sports stories are captured, from the legends that we have, from as much as we talk about athletes as well, and black ones especially, and women as well that have been in this field, for as long as that have endured, so that some of us can come, and sort of enjoy, much as it's still so much more of an endurance. So I still wanna write books, and at some point, this is something I feel like a lot of people, when I tell them, they laugh. I actually wanna teach, at university, teach final year students, media studies students, journalism students, and postgrad, because I have come to the realization that a lot of us here in the field, the people that stood in front of us and taught us, and we're grateful, not that we're not grateful, have never been to the field. They really do not know much of what happens here, and I feel that a lot of graduates, they come to the field unprepared, most of them. I mean, for example, look at me. I never even thought that sports journalism was an option that was presented, so I would like to teach. I want to go back and give them much more of a practical of exactly what happens on the field. Okay, embarrassing moments. I try to not remember them, honestly, but I do remember that at the beginning of my career, I couldn't pronounce most, West African names, At some point, I didn't know how to say Didier Drogba, and I was reading on radio, guys, it was very embarrassing. And then sometimes you get to ask questions and then you use one word instead of the other, and then, I try not to remember them. Like, I really do try to not remember them. But there are many. I can tell you that for sure. There are many. Every single day. Like, yeah, there are many. The biggest thing that I feel like would be an achievement is to see more women in this industry, not just the numbers, more women, and then being taken very seriously, because women are awesome, like at our craft, you know, as well. And then also to not find the space to be so intimidating, you know, because when you see the new girls when they arrive, you can see it, like even from some guys that are like, the stage is intimidating. So I'd like for the stage to not be intimidating for girls when they arrive, and for it to be very hospitable, you know, and workable. I feel like that would be my achievement. That would be my achievement.